Okay, hello, hello. Hi. Okay, so I'm Noah Feller. It's nice to see all of you. I'm the president and project manager of Clause this year. I was UX design lead last year, so we're kind of design led this year. This summer, I worked with the School of Information on a research project. I'm also continuing that into the fall. And so let me introduce you to our board. So if you all want to come up here. So if you guys want to talk about like how long you've been in Clause, what you've done in Clause, any interesting projects you've worked on.
Okay, so I'm Adav. I've been in claws since my freshman year. I'm a junior right now, so it's my third year in claws. Definitely recommend. I'll say last year I was the president and project manager, and this year I'm stepping down to the board position. I'll also be the interim business lead. I'll tell you guys more about that later. And yeah, cool projects right now. Just working on like, oh, okay. I'm just working on like some like app right now. So if you want to hear about that, you can ask me.
Hi, I'm Emma. I've been in claws since my sophomore year, so this is my third year in claws. I actually started out in the business team, but now I'm on the web team. Both are super awesome, would definitely recommend. And I'm from Michigan.
Hi guys, I'm Molly. This is my second year in class. I joined as a sophomore, so now I'm a junior. I have some research in VR and mixed reality for AI, and I'm now the AR lead and on the board, obviously. Highly recommend doing claws. Definitely got me interested more in VR.
Yeah, so I'm Nathan. I'm a junior, 2 years clause member and AI team member. It's two, right? 3 years. So I was the AI lead last year. We did a lot of exciting stuff. So I look forward to working with Yash, who's our new AI lead, and then join AI. Just saying.
Oh, sweet. And our board, like, I just want to thank them. They've been working super hard over the summer to make sure Clause is all set up for recruitment and for a great year. Next, I'd like to introduce all the sub-team leads. So these are the people that lead each of our like sub-teams. I guess that kind of makes sense. So yeah, if you all want to come up here. And yeah, same kind of thing. So if you worked on anything interesting, how long you've been in Clause, and yeah, what year you are.
Hi guys, I'm a junior. I'm Marissa. I'm the UX lead. I've been in class since my freshman year, but I joined like halfway through. I was on the AR team for 2 years, and then I recently changed my major to UX, and I started exploring UX. And yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Yash. I'm the AI lead. So yeah, some pretty good stuff happening. Nathan introduced me. I'm a sophomore. I'm studying CS and math, and yeah, it's gonna be cool stuff.
Hey guys, I'm Varun. Joined last year. I'm a senior now. Did a lot of stuff with web. Now I'm co-leading web with Safely, meet in a bit. Clause is awesome. Do a lot of cool stuff, a lot of different areas. Lots of things to do, so yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Kaushal. I'm a sophomore. I joined class last year, and I'm the research lead. We'll be explaining more about the research project I'll be taking on later on in the slides.
Hi everyone, I'm Hui. I'm the hardware lead. I'm a junior in BME, and I will say that ever since I joined Clause, it's been a great community. Everybody's been so welcoming, so you'll definitely find that here.
Hey guys, I'm Safe. I'm the web co-lead with Varun, and I joined Clause 2 years ago, and I'm now the web co-lead. And I just want to say Clause is a great social environment as well as a collaboration environment. You learn so much here. And I'd love to learn more about all of you guys as well. Excited to meet everyone.
I'm Adav again. Yeah, I'll give it to no.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. Okay, to start off, Clause, though we are like a very technically intense club and we meet a lot, we try to be really fun. So we're going to start off with a quick icebreaker. So can I have our icebreaker leads come up?
All right, guys, we're playing rock, paper, scissors. It's going to be tournament style. So you'll turn to who's next to you, play them best of three. Whoever wins, they'll kind of follow you. So you guys will turn little groups. So I'll do a demonstration right now with Brian. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I lost that one. Paper, scissors, shoot. I won that one. All right, paper, scissors, shoot. I won that one. So now he would come behind me. I'd be like, hi, Emma. And then rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If she won, both of us would cheer her on.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Say hi. Yeah.
Winner gets a bag of candy. You want to win this. Ready, set,
Go!
Good work, guys. You gotta come on.
Space theme music? I was thinking Playboy Cardi. Would match the vibe. Okay, so we got Playboy Cardi.
No, Interstellar 1 hour, please, just go to it. YouTube, Interstellar 1 hour.
Okay. I don't know. Isn't that pretty like serious, bro?
Yeah, but like it's like intense, bro.
I don't know if it's that.
Is that the
Give it a
vibe?
shot. We'll give it a
Wait. Will this really fit the vibe?
In the midst of applying for.
I think it's a little too serious.
Okay, Varun's
It'll
vetoing.
be
I'm sorry,
funny. It'll
Ryan.
be funny. It would be funny. It's too serious. We need something like lighthearted.
Okay, fine.
Like background music, coffee shop music.
Coffee shop music.
I'm seeing a lot of movement.
I'm not seeing a lot of movement.
Wait, should I introduce myself when I
Yeah.
come up? Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you're like I'm advisor. I'm helping with the web and AR like integration. So you're now a web member.
I'm AR web connection.
We need to figure out what we're doing if we're doing well. We just had layoffs, bro.
Wait, I don't.
That's layoffs.
He turned up.
Yeah.
Got it. Is this Interstellar?
No, this is coffee shop.
Bro, dude, Interstellar. Come on.
Especially for the finals.
All right, the top two come to the front.
Oh, we have top 4. All right. Here we have the top 4 competing.
Wait, are you guys in? No, we have 6.
Oh, we have 6? Oh. It's a close game. Whoa, and she takes it. Wait, guys, can we get your names?
My name is Rose, and my Chinese name is.
Okay.
I'm Jonah.
We have Rose and Jonah, and is this the semi-final? Are you in? Okay, we got 3 more. All right. Rose and Jonah going at it. Okay, we're down to the 2. Wait. Huh?
Oh, she won. Rose 1, everyone. Rose 1, let's go. Yeah.
Woo! I should honestly just keep the hype music on like the whole time. Okay, now back to the less fun stuff. But NASA Suits Challenge, also very cool. Like rock, paper, scissors. So the NASA Suits Challenge is a challenge NASA puts out every year for university teams. They select like the top 10 schools to participate. So at the beginning of the year, we write up a proposal that's like a few pages, kind of telling NASA what we want to do. And it kind of fully revolves around like augmented reality technology of building kind of like in Iron Man, a heads-up display for astronauts. So when they're exploring the lunar surface, they have like assistive information. They can see the time. They can have a mini map. So almost similar to like if you play like Fortnite, like a Fortnite hood, or yeah, like the Iron Man example. And then we also build out a mission control center, which is what our web team does, that connects to the headset. And this year, it's very cool. We're going to try to make it so the website can control the headset. So what is Claws? I've kind of touched on this already. We're a software development project team. We have about 85 members. And while our focus is mostly the NASA Suits Challenge throughout the year, we also try to host like hackathons, social events, speaker events, and a lot of like professional opportunities too. And then another thing I really love about Claws, and we'll talk about this a lot more later, is after we kind of design and develop throughout the year, in May, we get to go to the Johnson Space Center in Houston to present our application to NASA. And we have like NASA engineers and designers and researchers evaluate our application, and they have a rock yard there, so it's really cool that we get to test it out on like a lunar-like environment. We also do a bunch of outreach events that's kind of required by the challenge, so that's like K through 12, going to K through 12 schools, working with kids that come to campus and doing like science presentations, teaching them about design and engineering. And then we also go to a lot of research conferences throughout the year. And a lot of that's our research team, but also sometimes we have members from a lot of different sub-teams go to present at research conferences. Okay, so last year, I had someone talk about the meeting.
So Claws meetings, we're going to have 2 sets of meetings. So our main meeting is going to be on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. And it sounds boring, like a meeting, but it's actually really, really fun because not only do we work together on the projects, but we also talk to each other and socialize. And it's just been a really great opportunity to connect and make friends. And after a lot of the meetings, we also get boba too. So it's just really fun. I made a lot of friends in Claws. And then the other meeting is going to be whatever your feature lead says to meet. It'll be based on the group's schedule, and that'll be sometime throughout the week that they allocate, and that's going to be a more structured time to work on the actual feature. And then also during the Wednesday meetings, you get to present to the club about your progress, just a time to come together.
Okay, and social events. As someone presenting about social events, Varun, yeah.
Yeah, so we always work, and then we also have socials. So boba, like Emma mentioned, we have like Friendsgiving. You can come together. It's like a big potluck. We had a scavenger hunt last year. This year, probably gonna do a tailgate, parties, things like that. Yeah, so we're kind of just trying to merge everything together. So software development, meeting people, professional stuff, things like that.
And then these are some pictures from our Houston trip. So you can see in the top left, that's like the NASA design evaluator. He's like a NASA intern testing out our application this past May. In the middle, that's us up at like 2 a.m. finishing the application the night before. We went to the beach and got some like drinks and food. We also get like private tours of both like the Johnson Space Center itself and also the museum there. So that's really cool. You can see the tram tour. The gift shop, and that's like it's like a really they like really built it out to like a huge museum. There's like an IMAX theater in there, and lots of cool stuff. So definitely a big draw of the club. And then also we get to present. So we get to give like a 10-minute presentation going through our whole application. We get to see all the other university teams. We get to do like a poster. You can see in the bottom left. presentation. So that was like at the NASA cafeteria, so we got to meet like a lot of random people. And then there's a whole like panel list of judges that gives you feedback, asks you a few questions for each of the teams. Okay, I'm gonna show, we have like 2 videos I'm gonna show. So this is from 2 years ago. It was like 2022, 2023. And I'm not gonna show it all, but just so you can kind of see how the design can change from year to year.
All right, Marie, you're clear to begin UIA egress.
Hey Vega, start egress procedure.
Once the UIA egress procedure is complete, she proceeds to mark it as complete on the task list tab.
Open task list. See current task. Complete task.
Please be advised that you have a rover mission at Meteor C1 alongside a geosampling task. Proceed with caution.
Hey Vega, can you open the rover screen? Select Charlie. Start navigation.
Now that the rover task is complete, Marie begins her geosampling task.
Select Bravo. Open geosample.
All right, while Marie is working, let's check in on Patrick. So I'm gonna select Patrick. Let's check his vitals. It looks like his suit pressure is a little low, so I'm gonna send him a message. I'm just typing in my message and sending, and hopefully he responds.
Going to second location now. Expand.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop the video there, but you can see like a lot of the requirements that the NASA Suits Challenge has. So we have to do like a geosampling task. We have to have like navigational breadcrumbs that the astronaut can follow. We also have to build out the Mission Control Center that you saw. So that was 2 years ago. This next video is a little bit of a work in progress. So it's kind of the first half. We'll be releasing the second, like or the full thing later this week on our YouTube channel. We'll also put it on our Instagram page. So feel free to give that a follow. But yeah, give me one sec.
Oxygen levels fall. Ready for deployment.
Houston, Eagle has landed.
Your vitals look good. Is the rover operating?
Yup, looks to be scanning the terrain effectively. Vega, pull up task list. First thing, collecting some geosamples.
XRF scan completed.
Make sure to take pictures of the samples.
Alright.
Okay, so that's like kind of a sneak peek. And then I want to talk about a little bit about like what we had to do last year versus what we're doing this year. So here are like all of the main features we worked on. So we had navigation, we had a vitals display, we had waypoint creation, a mini map. You can see our Mission Control Center right here, which was actually local. So last year the challenge was set on Mars, which is why everything was orange in that video. So because the like delay between Mars and Earth is so long, how they structured the challenge last year was that there would be like a mission control center at the Mars base, and that was supporting the astronaut. This year, the challenge is back on the moon, so they're setting it at night, which is when we have to test, which adds some new challenges, but that should also be fun. We also had messaging. You could see our AI voice assistant, Vega. I think we do like a lot of work to kind of further develop that in this next upcoming year, especially as like AI technology continues to evolve. And then we also had like notifications and screen sending where the Mission Control Center could send like an image to the astronaut that could help them out. And then for this upcoming year, a lot of this is not set in stone because it will be our new members that help decide what the proposal is, what we end up building. That's what's kind of great about Clause is, while NASA does provide us a framework, we really get to decide as a university and as a club what we want to build. But there could be like additional redesigns to the UI, especially as like the mission requirements change. We're kind of evolving the project management structure of the club, so we'll have like a shared task list that like everyone in the club can access, just to make sure like we're meeting deadlines on time, which should be helpful for kind of every member in the pipeline to make sure like you're not delayed by other members because we'll have that system in place. So I'm looking forward to that. I just said, but we can do a lot more work with our voice assistant. Because the challenge is set at night, the hardware team will have to develop a lighting system, so there'll be some kind of head-mounted like headlamp. We're gonna kind of continue to do multiplayer functionality, so that'll be like if you're one astronaut, they test like 2 astronauts at a time in Houston, so you could see like maybe details next to the other astronaut or like a name tag appearing above, and kind of have like shared holograms between the two. We're gonna continue expanding our Mission Control Center to have like remote headset operation, so if the astronaut's hands are full, the Mission Control Center can fully take over and like control all the heads-up display elements of the interface. So that should be really cool. And yeah, we'll like kind of keep brainstorming new features over the first like month or 2 of Clause once we start meeting, and then we'll start building them out throughout the year. So we're recruiting through September. Applications close Friday, September 13th. Onboarding will be end of September through October. And then we kind of develop in 3 phases. So we do onboarding, then phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 through May. And then we present in May to NASA. So that's kind of the Clause timeline. And then for the workload, it's going to be about 5 hours per week. So as you all are deciding whether or not to apply to Clause, definitely keep in mind, we try to make it so like it's definitely compatible with classes, but it is something that's a serious kind of part of your life where you have to attend 2 meetings per week. So one, as Emma mentioned, is every Wednesday 7 to 9, and then the secondary meeting is determined by the feature team. Some just other quick information. So we're gonna have member dues is $30, but that will fund like all the food at social events and some other initiatives. I think it'll be mostly food, so that'll be nice where if we do like a barbecue night, members will be able to just kind of have food there. Also, like attendance is mandatory. We have 3 excused absences per meeting type per semester, so I think there'll be like 10 or 12 meetings per semester for the Wednesday meetings, so you can miss 3 of those. But you do have to catch up on missed work even if you do miss the meeting. So you'll have to kind of keep in contact with your leads. And then international students are welcome. This is kind of a common question we get. When going to NASA, international students can also like travel to the Space Center and be on site. The one thing is, and I don't think this should be an issue because there's only like 4 or 5 people that are at the rock yard, but international students can't be the ones like on the rock yard itself. But besides that, which is like kind of an exception, everything else like totally fine. And then as you're applying to Clause, be sure to like look over the prereqs just to make sure, like I know some of like the technical development teams, AR, web, AI, have specific classes you've had to have taken. So make sure like you have those. Also for our business, content, and research positions, anyone can apply. I think for the research team, it's kind of preferred that you have a little bit of research experience, but totally not required. And then also just kind of a tip for applications. We're really looking for like passion. So like if you have like the willingness to show up week to week and kind of go above and beyond and like look for the leadership positions that we offer, maybe you can become as a new member a feature lead in phase 2 or phase 3. That's definitely not required, but that's like the mentality we're looking for. Kind of passion for space, passion for augmented reality technology. and just like willingness to work with others. Okay, moving on to the class sub-teams. So we have 8 sub-teams. You can see them up there. And I'm gonna have each of the leads come up and talk about what they're doing this year. Marissa?
Hi guys, so the UX team is pretty self-explanatory. We pretty much developed the AR interface. Last year was also the web interface, but I think we're doing something completely new with that this year, so that'll be pretty exciting. We also conduct a lot of research and testing, so this year we kind of want to introduce a lot more testing into the phases. We want to also keep up with our timeline, so that will help a lot. We also work very closely with sub-teams, so in like a typical day in the life, you'll be collaborating with like people from the AR team, people from the web team, people from the AI team, and it's very nice, very collaborative. But yeah, anybody can pretty much join. It's pretty much preferred, though, that you do have some prior UX experience. Personally, I was a CS major for the first 2 years, and I worked on the AR team, but worked very closely with the UX team as well. So I ended up switching to SI, and I enjoy UX a lot. So yeah, also, if you're interested in research, I think I want to introduce more of a research side to it as well, because mostly last year it was primarily design. So yeah, when you apply, we can work that out together.
So AR is kind of like the be-all, end-all. It kind of joins a lot of the different sub-teams that we have. So it interacts with multiple teams like UX, AI, research, web, to basically make the final application in Unity. And it uses C# scripting, which I know Michigan does C++, and it's really similar. There's not really a big learning curve there. If you don't have any experience with Unity, that's perfectly fine. We'll go over it in onboarding during that first phase for the first couple weeks. It is preferred that you do have some coding knowledge up to or taking like EECS 280, but if you don't, that's perfectly fine. As long as you have passion, interest, we'll consider you. It just depends on the application.
All right, so for AI, we are planning to expand what we're doing from last year. So last year we used a lot of open source libraries. We tried integrating LLMs into what we did, and I'm sure you saw Vega from the past couple of years. That's kind of what we work on. That's the main product of AI. But we also have our CV team, which works on integrating CV models into like the different tasks that the astronauts would have to do. But this year we're trying to, make sure that AI, the members learn a lot more. So we're trying to integrate like a curriculum that would help members learn how to build models from scratch. No need to know how to do that from the beginning. Like 280 is preferred, but it's not required. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the whole gist. And yeah, feel free to come up to me after the meeting if you have questions.
All right. Hey guys. So web, or the MCC, we work with a lot of technologies like React, Mongo. We're going to be doing a lot of Python this year. And the idea of web is to connect all those technologies together, like AR and AI. And the idea of everything that we do on web is to replicate a work environment, like MERN Stack. We deploy stuff on AWS. We try to make it like as much of a production environment as we can. So it's a good real-time experience that you can like transfer to a job. The one thing we ask is that you've taken 280 or equivalent experience. Having some web experience helps, and we prefer that, but if you don't, we can help you. We do a lot of onboarding, so we'll help you get on track, but if not, that helps. Yeah, thanks guys.
Hi, so the hardware team basically works with circuits, sensors, CAD to build all of the physical components that interact with the AR interface. So for example, last year we worked on a rover. We also worked on a pressure and orientation sensor. And so this year we're hoping to expand on what we worked on last year and also introduce things like a lighting rig. So who can join? Basically anyone who has enthusiasm or interest in working with circuits or just wants to build up their technical skills. We do prefer people who have had previous experience with circuits, CAD, Raspberry Pi, also coding and robotic hardware. But obviously, as everyone else has said, we have a pretty extensive onboarding experience, so anything that you need to know, we will teach you. So yeah.
Hey everyone, so this is the business team. Love the business team. We're made up of 3 committees. So I'll just start off by saying anyone who's passionate about the club is open to join the business team. We want the business team to kind of be like an entryway or a door for people who might not have as much technical experience to join the club and really like interact with space and like Claws as a whole. For our 3 committees, first we have the finance committee. What we do here is we are gonna fundraise and manage Claws funds. Like Noah said earlier, we go to Houston every year. That's a very big undertaking. I think last year we raised over $20,000 in funds. So if you guys have like that kind of business-oriented mind or are interested in fundraising, I think the finance team would be a really great fit for you. Additionally, we have external relations. So this is gonna be our more like businessy, like reaching out to people. Part of the NASA Suits Challenge is we need to do a certain amount of outreach events. So if you're a part of the external relations team, you'll be in charge of actually building up those events, reaching out to people, planning cool things. This year, we're trying to do some really cool stuff. We're planning a hackathon, maybe like an XR summit. So if you're really interested in event planning, we're low-key trying to make Claws like a really big presence on campus. So if you want to help make that a thing, join the business team. And then finally, there's internal relations. Internal relations is mostly going to be planning social events and kind of be like the HR for the club. I love internal relations. We plan all the social events, and you guys have a lot of control over what kinds of social events we do. Last year, we did like Thanksgiving. We kind of add Claws to everything, so we had like Claws Giving. We had Claws Amazing Race, which was Amazing Race, and a bunch of other things. We're trying to also make this a very social club. So if you guys are excited about having a really good community and building that up, I think the internal relations team is great for you. And yeah, if you're passionate about the club, please think about joining business. We'd be very happy to have you.
Yep. So the research team, well, essentially we'll be conducting research about the AR technology, and we'll be helping the other sub-teams as well throughout the process to help them complete their part of the project. Apart from that, we'll be applying to conferences with our own project. We'll be having our own research project throughout the year. We'll be building on it, and we'll be working on it. And nearly at the end of the year, we'll be applying to conferences, and we'll be going to the conferences and presenting there with some other members as well. Who can join? Anyone can join here, but though we do prefer some research experience, prior research experience, we are looking for passion over here. So if you do apply, and if you are really passionate about the research team, we'll be able to see that through your application. So you shouldn't be worrying about your prior research experience.
Okay, and brand new this year is the content sub-team. So the content sub-team is going to make the end of the year video. This past year, we kind of had like an ad hoc group we like created from a bunch of other sub-teams, but this year I think it'll be really great to have like a dedicated team working throughout the year, just making video content, recording the meetings, kind of interviewing different members of the team to post on like TikTok and Instagram. They'll also like manage the social media presence of Claws. Which hopefully, we can kind of make it a lot bigger this year with dedicated people working on it. And also, the content team will design the merch. And we have hats already. We have these cool flight jackets. But yeah, we're hoping to get a lot more merch. And who can join? Anyone. So this is also a great entry point into Claws, especially if you're interested in like social media management or content production or film and television. This is kind of a unique experience where instead of joining like a dedicated film club, you can join a project team and create content for like a specific thing. So yeah, thank you so much for all the sub-team leads for presenting. They're all like super smart and nice and dedicated. And it's like a really great team we have at Claws. Okay, so why should you join Claws? Yeah, Brian. So Brian's one of our advisors this year, and he's also leading AR web integration.
Yeah, so hey guys, I'm Brian. I'm a junior. I was the AR lead last year and an AR developer my freshman year. So I know a lot about the AR side, and then I'm working on the middle ground between AR and web this year. But yeah, this year we're gonna try to do a lot of professional development things. And the cool thing about Claws that I think everyone here can agree to is we teach skills that are important for outside of school. So in school you learn pretty valuable skills, but not everything you need in like an internship or post-grad. So you learn a lot of those skills in the actual club. And then also working in a team environment is that soft skill that you can't really teach yourself, and it's really just getting that experience. So collaboration, communication skills are very important that you learn, and also leadership skills, which I had no leadership experience, and freshman year I went out, out of my comfort zone, and I love that I did that. So yeah, and then speaker events. We're gonna have a couple of speaker events throughout the year. People from the industry, you can ask questions, communicate with, work on your communication skills, stuff like that. And then if we go to the next slide, we have a pretty good Clause network. So we have a lot of different companies. These are not all of them, of course. Most of them we couldn't fit, but yeah. You can talk to a lot of the people. A lot of them, as a lot of people said, is we're all really good friends here. So like post-grad, I still talk to a couple people that like graduated a couple years ago, which is really cool. So yeah.
Brian. Okay, application process. So it's pretty simple. You go to our application. You can rank your first and second choice for sub-teams. So that especially makes sense for like the technical teams. If you're maybe interested in AR and web, you can rank which ones or two you want to be considered for. And then we'll do, for those selected, like a quick 20-minute interview. It should be super casual. I think that's the next slide. But yeah, so there's a couple of questions. It's like a why clause, like why are you passionate? There's also a like what makes you a good fit for the sub-team you're interested in. You can add your resume. For the UX design applicants, you can add a portfolio. And our applications close Friday, September 13th. So make sure to submit by midnight then. And then, yeah, about the interview, we'll probably do them like the week after applications close. And we'll send emails to people who are accepted for interviews. Okay, that's pretty much all from us. We're gonna like open up to the floor for questions. But if you want to have access to these slides and links on them, definitely scan that QR code. I'll probably also send it out in an email in the next week or so. And make sure follow us on Instagram. We have recruitment updates there. We're also on LinkedIn. You can check out our website for a lot more info too. And we're also on Maze Pages, which is some similar information to our website. But yeah, we're gonna open up to questions. Yeah, any questions?
Regarding the Houston trip, does that the entire club goes, or a section of the club, or like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's not the entire club. I think what we did last year was most people who wanted to go were able to go. So we had 36 people go. I think we're probably gonna do it a little bit smaller this year just for logistical reasons, but it kind of depends on how much funding we get. A lot of that is like plane ticket costs. So I think what we were doing was for like leads, I think we fully reimbursed tickets, but for most members, it was like $400, which I think mostly cover the tickets. But yeah, and also hotel room costs. So we have certain constraints there. But yeah, we'd like to have as many people go as possible. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
I guess how competitive or how selective are you guys when it comes to the application process?
Yeah, we due to the constraints of the challenge where we only have so many features we can develop and we can only manage so many people, we are pretty much limited to that 85, 90 member number. And we get a lot more applications than that. I would say it is somewhat dependent on sub-team. So I think the business team gets some fewer applicants than other teams. The content team is new, so we have a lot of spots for that. And then also, I think we have 50 members returning this year, so people tend to like being in claws, so we also don't have a ton of spots just from that. But yeah, we're gonna try to accept as many people as we can.
I was just gonna say, like, don't let the competitiveness like stop you from applying, because like I think everyone said the main thing we look for is passion and that you like try really hard. So if we see that in your application, we're gonna select you. So like, don't worry about your technical amount. If you want to apply, apply.
Also, I just want to say a lot of the people on the board and leads came in as a freshman where they didn't have a lot of experience, myself included, out of many other people. So, yeah, don't let that deter you. It was mostly like passion that got us in, and showing up to every meeting and showing you want to be a leader, stuff like that.
And then yeah, I have one more quick thing to add. To be like entirely transparent, I wasn't accepted to clause my first time I applied. And then I applied in winter, like 6 months later, and got in. So, and after doing like a little bit more project experience and some design work. So yeah, even if you don't get in this cycle, because that's just kind of how it works, we really try not to be super competitive. It's just kind of how the numbers work. Apply again in winter. We'll probably have winter applications too, or apply your next year if you're returning as a student. Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah.
So does everyone get an interview, or is it just a select few that gets the interview?
It's based on who we select for an interview. It's not everyone.
Oh, so
It's based on the application.
okay.
About how many people are in like each sub team?
Yeah, it definitely varies. I think the development team, so I think AI is 10, AR's about 18, web's about 18, UX is 15. Content is probably going to be like 5 or 6 people. Business is probably closer to 8. So yeah, it kind of varies per sub team. Did you have a specific one you were curious about? Okay, yeah, I think we don't have a lot of people returning for UX, so we do have a lot of spots open for that team in particular. But yeah, it's about 15, 16 people in UX.
Looking for a specific experience in the UX team, because according to the video that you just showed, it seems like your UX team is heavily reliant on like Flex UI, which you can do in Figma. So I'm just wondering, let's say that I do have like an experience in Unity, and I also have intern in as an UX designer. Do you think this is like ready enough for applying for a UX?
Yeah, I definitely recommend applying. In terms of like our design system, for the headset, we're somewhat constrained by just like the headset itself, where it can only show so many colors, and the buttons have to kind of be a certain size just to have touch input. So on the AR side, while we do like move things around and kind of change the interaction mediums, the design system kind of stays the same year to year. On the website, we're able to be like a lot more experimental with UX design. And then yeah, in terms of your experience, like that all sounds great. And I'd recommend everyone apply if you think you meet our like minimum prereqs. Yeah, thanks for the question.
Is Llama the model used for the AI assistant, or does that vary by year?
I'll hand it off to Yash for that.
So we're hoping to integrate Llama 3.1 this time, just because now it's open source and there's a smaller model available. So that's for the future. Last time we used Mistral a little bit for testing because it's Mars, so can't use APIs because that would take 8 minutes, I think 16 round trip. But now it's on the moon, maybe we could. So yeah, once the teams are formed, we'll brainstorm and we'll figure things out, I think.
All right, I think we can take a few more. Yeah.
So you mentioned that there's like a winter application process as well, in case we don't get into this one.
Yeah, it'll probably be start of winter semester, like similar timeline, a few weeks into class. I can't guarantee that. Just it depends, kind of, if we have drops, if we end up having like wanting to build out more features than we have people for, then we might need to recruit more people. if like most of the team stays, which has happened a lot. Like last year we didn't do winter recruitment. So yeah, it kind of depends. I would like to though, that's the plan, but no promises. Okay, any other questions? Okay, if you do think of one later, oh, did you have one?
What AR system are we using?
Yeah, we are probably going to use the HoloLens too, like we have in previous years. I need to reach out to NASA because they just released like the challenge requirements, and it seems like video pass through, like the Vision Pro, which we were looking into using, isn't going to be allowed, but because I think because it takes place at night, so it's a little bit dangerous, like looking through cameras. But yeah, we're still deciding, but yeah, probably the HoloLens too. Okay. Any more questions? We all good? Okay, sweet. Well, thank you all for coming. If you do have more questions, our email is right there, clause-admin@umich.edu. We usually reply pretty quick. We have a second mass meeting, but it's going to be the same information as this, so no need to come to that. But yeah, it was nice to meet you all. We'll be hanging around here for a bit in case you guys want to come up and ask the specific leads question. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Bye.